Hello, good afternoon. Welcome everybody. My name is Chrissy and this afternoon I will be giving you a special bonus prediction. Yes, I've been saying to you guys I was going to probably do a little prediction for each country. So let me know down below if there's anywhere you specifically want me to read. I have grouped a couple together. But the big ones, of course, well, we know who they are. So I have bought my hat. I said I would put some of the countries in a hat. You can see they're all folded up. I don't know whose is whose. And I'm going to pick one out today and I'm going to give you a reading. If you are new here, I just let my guys channel through to you. Please subscribe. Hit the like buttons, guys, and feel welcome to comment down below. So here we go. This is your bonus Christmas reading. And we'll just see who it is. I'm going to hold it up. This is my gardening hat, guys. I don't have many other hats, so we just have to use my gardening hat. So I'm going to just shake them all up. You can see they're all in there, ready. I've folded them right up so I can't see. If you've got any others as well, I've put the main ones in plus a few more. So if you've got ones that I haven't thought of, I've listed them down. So you ready? Here we go. I'll mix them up a bit. Here it is. This is the first bonus Christmas reading for, I had that feeling, isn't that funny today? New Zealand. Sounds like you're needing a little bit of advice over there in New Zealand. So, I'll close my eyes, we'll get started and we'll see what comes up. Oh, I'm getting New Zealand. I'm getting those fires are burning in their bellies. This is the sleepwalkers, not you. Our fires have always been ignited. This is the sleepwalkers. They're firing up inside. They're gathering. It's showing me them gathering in groups. Gathering. They're gathering. They're discussing information. They're like breaking things down because things aren't making sense. As we know here, nothing's making sense. So I've got these big groups coming together and it's showing me the huddles, people coming together in the huddles and discussing things. And that's good. We want people talking about stuff because as we know here, half of it's BS, lies and garbage. So I am getting that for New Zealand. There's a lot of people talking about things now to do with the narrative and that's great. That's what we want. Let's see where else we go today. I've been saying for a few weeks now that Jacinta has been causing a lot of separation within, I'm going to call it the Maori, the Kiwi community. She's been separating and dividing you guys for a very long time, as we know, probably 3 years like most of us. But I do feel like she's really causing... or she's created a very destructive path for a lot of people. And people know, people know over there, it's not a healthy way of living. Being apart from family, being apart from friends is not healthy. It's not because it's like anywhere. The mental health is on the rise. So I am getting that for New Zealand. But that's actually a global thing as well, not just New Zealand. So don't think that you're just struggling with these things because that's becoming a huge issue globally. We knew there was always going to be the aftermath, so I feel like in New Zealand that's happening as well. I'm getting there's these tribal instincts. I always talk about you guys being the warriors, you know. That's the sort of image that comes to mind, that the real fighters. You've got that warrior-like image and that fight inside of you. So I am getting that real tribal instincts are starting to kick in now. It's like people are going back to their sort of core beliefs, but their core values is what people are going back to in New Zealand. I really believe that. People want to get back to basics. They want to get back to the spark that ignites them inside. And I really believe this is about a lot to do with your culture. And it doesn't matter if you're a Maori or you're not a Maori. I don't know how you work that over there, but to me, everybody's the same over there. I feel like, you know, you probably have your racial discrimination that I'm sure you do. Everybody does. But I do feel like New Zealanders have a better acceptance of each other. And that's what you want to get back to, those core values and beliefs again. And this is why, Jacinta, what she's been implementing and separating people hasn't sat well with the people. They don't like it. It's uncomfortable for them because it's not their natural way of being. New Zealanders want to be a very blended society. They like mixing with each other. They like being open-minded. They like that people embrace their culture, like, you know, I often talk about things like the haka and the hangi, the food things, like all these cultural kind of things. These are just examples. New Zealanders love all of that. And she's taking these things away from people. We know that she is because she's trying to destroy what's at the grassroots. We know that she is because it's all about control. So I'm getting that for New Zealand. You guys want to get back to your grassroots. And this is everybody. This isn't just you guys watching my channel. This is sleepwalkers as well. Everybody's just had enough. They've had enough. It's just all going on and on and on and round in circles. Let's see where else we go today. Hang on, I'm just going to have some water, guys. Now, remember you guys watching out there too that might be living in different countries. Some of this is also relevant for you guys as well because usually what's happening in one country can end up happening in another. As we know, all these leaders are doing things at different times. So this stuff can still be relevant for you guys moving forward when it comes to a town near you. For example, taxing cow burps and farts. We know that Jacinta has been doing that, just like the Netherlands. She's really been pushing that part of the agenda. Oh, I've got some mint in my mouth. It's from my garden. I've been growing mint, guys. It's nice in drinks and really good in cooking. Jamie Oliver uses it in cooking a lot. It's really yummy. Okay, let's get back to New Zealand. Not getting sidetracked. Yeah, I'm getting Jacinta's put her finger on the start button. She's really starting this rollout now. But it's showing me that she's starting it slowly. She's kind of, it's like she's pushed this button on one of those like travelators. You know, the travelators that you jump on at the airport and they just move you along. You don't even have to walk or... they're just flat and they're called travelators. They just take you from one end of the airport usually to the other. Well, this is kind of the pace that Jacinta's starting to take this reset agenda. She's doing it slowly. Well, not all of us would say she's doing it slowly, but in her mind, she's doing it slowly so the people can get their head around it and the people can handle it. And also she wants the people to accept it because she doesn't like protest, she doesn't like dissent, and she doesn't like anyone standing against the narrative, which we all know because she's been passing a lot of bills and things to squash anyone who stands against her and her government decisions. So I'm getting the travelator. It's moving slowly, but she's really wanting to transport the people now into their new world over in New Zealand. She has pressed the button to move you guys into the new platforms, which is what they're calling them, which is really just the reset agenda, but it's taking the people to having to deal with, as we know here, pretty much everything, the reset of their entire life. So she's pressed a button and the travelator's moving. So all she's got to do now, and this is the hard part for Jacinta, is get people on the travelator because they don't want to go. They're not going willingly. See, they're not like cattle. Well, they treat them like cattle, don't they? I often talk about that. But it's not that easy to get people, you know, going in the direction you want them to go. It takes a lot of, if you do think about herding up cattle and horses and things like this, it takes a bit of a skill and it takes a lot of energy to direct animals, and you can do it. You know, you hear about horse whisperers and dog whisperers and things like that. Well, I'm thinking that Jacinta's not really a people whisperer. She hasn't got the best techniques of guiding the herd because she's a little ruthless in her delivery. So she is trying to get people on this travelator and get them moving forward. Let's see how she's going about doing this because it ain't going so great at the moment. It's almost like it's showing me like the people, this is the sleepwalkers, not you guys watching my channel. This is the sleepwalkers. It's like they're trying to ignore her. Very hard to ignore her. She's always in your face. But they're trying to ignore her. It's like they're showing them as cattle, but she's trying to round them up. But they're too busy eating grass. It's showing me like they're too busy eating grass. I suppose we're getting the cattle analogy because it is New Zealand. Or it should be sheep, shouldn't it? Rounding up the sheep. I didn't even think of that, guys. But these cattle or sheep are too busy eating the grass because they're enjoying a little bit of their freedom. They're enjoying nature. They've found and discovered that life's pretty good when you're not locked up and when you're not under tight restrictions and you're not being forced to continuously take jabs. And that's what's happened in New Zealand. People have got a taste of their freedom again and they don't want to do, as I keep saying, because they're waking up and they're starting to acknowledge that perhaps some of these conspiracies are coming true. They're trying to ignore her and it's not really working for Jacinta. So they're pretending they're just eating their grass and grazing and enjoying their freedom. And see, this isn't where Jacinta wants to take people. She wants to take people on her travelator and lead them down the path that she wants them to follow, which, as we know, is not going to leave people with very much at all. In fact, they're probably going to end up with nothing, as we know. So that's what I'm getting at the moment. She's trying to get people on the travelator. But see, her energy is not moving people into action because she's not popular. She's not well liked. People are ignoring her. They're not listening to her anymore. They've had a gutful of her. See, people are picking up, and this is the thing I keep saying to you guys, the sleepwalkers, they're starting to pick up that this is becoming really like tyranny. The tyrannical dictatorship of Jacinta is starting to be felt on a vibrational level. People are sensing it, they're feeling it. They can feel that she's like pushing their boundaries and they could lose their freedom. This is the sleepwalkers. They're sensing it. See, they're opening their senses up. They're starting to get this knowing. They're aware. They got feelings telling them. Some little voices saying, keep eating your grass because you don't want to go over there on the travelator and get led down the path to dictatorship. Anyway, just saying. So that's what I'm getting over there. Hang on, I just need some water, guys. I've got my mint and water and lemon. It's so yummy. It's been really warm here today, which is really nice to have some warm, sunny weather. Let's see where else we go today. God, they're giving me this word, farmyard gig. Farmyard gig, hang on. Oh my God. It's actually showing me that she's got these little, this is what they're showing me. They've got these little vans and they're these little white vans. And I'm just trying to see what's on the side of them. They're like just a two-seater little white van and it's got writing on the side. And these are going around to the farms. These might be the things that are kind of doing the assessments or they might be looking at what the farmers are actually doing, like what techniques they're using, how they're going about managing these emissions. I do feel like, hang on, let me see if I can see anything written on the side of these white vans. Now remember, this might not be happening yet, but this could be coming because my readings are often current and usually future. Or things that are coming down the track, and it can be any distance away. Just let me see. Hang on a sec. Oh, I just can't get it. It starts with like cow. It's something like cow and sheep disciplinary provider. It's like cow and sheep disciplinary provider. Oh my God, this is just too weird. I mean, I'm not saying this is always going to be accurate, but it's like again, it's the illusion that they're providing this service and they're like going around to the farms trying to educate It's like they're trying to, these little education vans, oh my God, and they're trying to educate the farmers of why it's so important and how they can go about improving, example, renewables, what they can do on their farms, what they can't do on their farms. I feel like there's these education vans. God, this is so weird, isn't it? Oh my God. Imagine what farmers must think if this little van drove up. Oh, I'm just trying to get an image of that in my head. Could you imagine? Oh my God, the farmers would throw poop at it, wouldn't they? So I'm getting that this is going to be part of the ticking off the boxes. It's like these farms are going to have, this is in New Zealand, these farms are going to have to register. It's so weird. And they're going to have to register and be on the system, and they're going to be constantly like assessed for how they're improving. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's all going to be documented on each time they get a visit. Oh, I hope this is wrong, but it does sound a little crazy, doesn't it? That each time they get this visit, they're going to have been updated. So they're going to have to have made sure they've made the changes. And these things all cost money, don't they? It's not like you can just pull money out of your back pocket and implement a heap of, you know, solar panels onto your roof of your farm, or get your wind bloody water things going, or I don't even know. It's that complicated, isn't it? I'm not very good at all this stuff. But that's what I'm getting. It feels like they're going to be assessed, this disciplinary little van thing, and it's going to assess, constantly be assessing. Oh, this is just terrible, isn't it? Well, you're going to have some, I would say some more strikes definitely with farmers over there. This is big. They're really trying to change the way farms function and work. It's not going to be like the freedom it was before, where you just let your sheep and your cattle roam around and everything was great. It feels like this is going to be very controlled. You're going to have they're going to have set numbers on the cattle and sheep head per square amount of land or whatever. It's just going to be these very tight restrictions that, again, isn't going to make it viable for people to do farming, because they're not going to end up getting anything out of it. The only people that ever get anything out of it, as we know, is the global elites and the government. Oh, there's always something in it for them, isn't there? So I am getting that, this strange little white vans that are, nothing surprises us after the CV virus and all the stupidity that went on there. Oh God. So I'm getting these white little vans. Oh my God. Just keeping an eye on all the farms and assessing everything. And farming's a huge industry over there, isn't it? I'll just see where else we go. Hang on a minute. God, I'm getting the capitals over there. I'm getting, is it Wellington? Wellington's got to be a capital city. I'm not sure if that's your main capital city, but I'm getting Wellington, so I'm going to say it anyway. They're really implementing a lot of these structural things now. God, definitely the working cameras. You're going to see like real changes in, I would say, the structural setup of the cities. There might be more of this like mall situations. I don't know if you've got malls and things like that, but I am getting that. Again, what they're saying is they don't want people driving into the city so much. They want people catching transport. Oh, it's getting crazy, isn't it? But I am getting that. There's a lot of changes going on in the capital cities in New Zealand. We know this is globally as well, but I am getting that for New Zealand. There's a lot of changes coming. And I am getting there's a bit of this removing of small business. We know that's a global thing where they're putting up wages, they're taking people down. I told you they're not loaning to self-employed here in New South Wales anymore, certain banks. This is happening over there as well, and this is pretty much global. They're trying to eliminate small business because they're wanting, of course, to bring in big corporate. We know this is how it goes. They want people working for government. So they're starting to make these changes in the cities first. I am getting that. It'll slowly filter out to the suburbs, but it will take a while. It'll probably be a couple of years before that happened. Let's see where else we get. Yeah, they're saying windy Wellington. It must be very windy over there, is it? I'm getting windy Wellington. Gosh, I'm getting this like visual. It's kind of strange, but I'm getting this. It's almost like a lighthouse, and it's up the top end of New Zealand, up the very top, and it's saying lights out at the top end. I'm just trying to figure out what they mean by this. I wonder what that is. They're showing me like darkness at the top end. I'm just getting this darkness at the top end of New Zealand. And let's see where else there is. You might have do you have your military at the top end? That would be the North Island, wouldn't it? There might be a lot of military movement going on up there, and you might not even be aware of it, but I do feel there's a lot of military action in the very top end. A lot of money's going into the military in New Zealand. Jacinta's allocated a certain amount in her budget to strengthen New Zealand. She knows she's kind of got allies with Australia and a couple of other countries too, but I do feel like she's wanting to strengthen her, as we know, the task force, which we talked about Trudeau building his task force the other day. But I'm getting this, it's darkness. It's like, you know what it's saying to me? It's almost like it's under a cloak of darkness. It's like hidden from the people. The budget might be quite large on that, and she's hiding that from the people because she doesn't want the people to know what she's spending. Because as we know, all these leaders, they're good at spending the money, not so good at making it. Well, they do make it, sorry, that's not true. And not so good at probably letting us know what they're spending it on. And then we end up picking up the tabs and the bills for it, don't we, really? So I am getting this cloak of darkness up the top of New Zealand, which is all a bit mysterious. Let's see where else we go. She's got a lot of focus right now, and it's saying, weird as it sounds, because it doesn't sound right, but she's got a lot of focus at the moment on the people. She really has. She's focusing on recent comments. She's focusing on people's opinions and reactions. She knows people aren't very receptive to all of this, and it's even making her frustrated, which is a good thing. It's making her frustrated because she just wants it all to roll out. You know, she's seeing, you got to remember, ching ching, dollar signs, dollar signs. She's just seeing that dollar signs, getting herself on the map, like getting up there with the global elites. We know she's a climber up the ladder. So it actually bothers her that the people don't see her in this great light. She knows that they don't. She knows that they don't. She knows people are starting to question a lot. They're getting curious. Like I said, she controls a lot of her media conferences and her, obviously, the algorithms and what's put out on Facebook and this sort of stuff. But she wants to start changing that narrative about herself. She wants to, oh God, it's so cheesy. She's wanting to start being seen as a better person. So you might even find that she starts to show pictures of, for example, her in a cancer ward in a hospital with sick, dying children. You might see her in an old age home with the elderly, letting them know she's bringing some very good funding to their the elderly community. This is the kind of stuff she's going to start to want to show. It's almost like she's got to pick her game up a little bit and try and win the people over because she knows her image isn't great. So I do feel like you're going to start seeing her in these different situations. You might even see the family situation. Might not be with her family. I think she hides her family away a lot as a way of protecting them. But you might see her turning up to, for example, a fete in a small village, or some fundraising event where there's lots of kids and lots of families, and then she like appears and does a little speech and everyone thinks it's wonderful and they're all clapping. I feel like this is how she's going to start to rebrand herself. She wants to be seen as a kinder person. Good luck with that. So that's what you're going to start seeing, I think, on the media. They're going to start feeding, not you guys, because I know you guys see through it, but sleepwalkers, they're going to start to get fed the false illusion of Jacinta. Oh my God, what would you call her? Jacinta. Oh my goodness, I'm getting this like Mother Teresa image, but it's just not really going together, is it? She's trying to be this soft angel that's very caring and very lightly spoken, and she wants to it's just crazy, isn't it? She wants to be adored by the people. Like they're showing me like a Lady Diana. Like she'd love to be like a Lady Diana, but I think those days are gone for Jacinta. But this is kind of what she's going to start creating. It's like she's got people working with her now to improve her image, especially if she wants to hang on moving forward as a dictator. As we know, you've got to come across a little softer. So I am getting that with Jacinta. She wants to be like Lady Diana and maybe Mother Teresa. Oh dear, I think she's got a long way to go. But she can work on it in the meantime. Oh, if only it was true. If only she was really like that. Oh God. All right, I'll see if there's anything else to close with today. They're giving me, of course they've got to give me a New Zealand band, haven't they? I'm getting, is it Split Ends or, yeah, Split Ends with Neil Finn and Tim Finn, because they're from New Zealand. I remember, see, I know. I love Neil Finn, he's one of my favourite singers. And they give me this song, hang on a minute. And it's, I don't know why sometimes I get frightened. You can see my eyes, you can tell that I'm not lying. Okay, and that's the song I'm going to leave you with today. You're going to go and check that out if you're living in New Zealand. I'm not sure what the significance of that song is, perhaps because they're from New Zealand. We claim them as our own, actually, in Australia. We actually did. We took them under our little wing, and they're half Australian, really, aren't they? And that's what I'm getting. I don't know why sometimes I get frightened. Now that could be for you guys watching my channel, it could be for the sleepwalkers, but it could also be for Jacinta, who's frightened that the people aren't really seeing her in that positive light. Because if you see my eyes, you can tell that I'm not lying. She's always lying. We know we can tell by her body language. Hang on, let me see if there's something else just to close with today. They're giving me this song for Jacinta. This one's definitely for Jacinta, and it's, I don't know who sings it though. Oh, sorry guys, you know how bad I am, but it's, I think it's Marsha Hines actually. She's an Australian singer, and it's, something's missing in my life. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you and me. I think it's Marsha Hines. We've got to go and check it out, guys, because I feel like, because Jacinta can't seem to get everyone on the travelator and everybody, you know, seeing her in that beautiful light, like Mother Teresa and Lady Diana, it's like something's missing in her life, and maybe it's you. Or the sleepwalkers as well. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. A couple of funny songs for Jacinta. Let's go check them Neil Finn and Tim Finn. God. And I I think it's Marsha Hines. Something's missing in my life. Maybe it's you. Oh my God. We get so many crazy songs on here. Bear with us, guy. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. That's a little bit about New Zealand. I hope you are going well over there, everyone. And some of these things relate to the rest of us globally as well, if you're watching this, because we're all going through these crazy experiences, and they're probably coming to our countries very soon, the things that are happening anyway. So I'll say goodbye from Australia. Hit the like buttons, comment down below. You know, I love hearing from you. Give me some feedback if they're on track, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye from Australia. Bye, everyone. Bye.